Hey, this is Hans from Dakota Angler and Outfitter, doing a series of videos on bonefish patterns. And right now I'm going to tie a Veverka's Mantis shrimp. Really well-known pattern for how effective it is on flats for bonefish. Put a little bit of super glue on the hook shank, a little tan thread, and the super glue on these stainless steel hooks just helps prevent the thread from slipping around as much on the hook shank. It just gives you a really good purchase and keeps your fly together much longer than it otherwise would be. So now at the back of the fly here, I'm going to attach some bead chain eyes. Don't normally use these pink Sanyo eyes, but I just used the last of my stainless steel bead chain. So we'll see how it looks. Kind of a cool coloration, shrimpy looking. Alright, so now at the back of the hook, and here's where we're going to tie in kind of our antennae and rubber legs, just kind of start that real shrimpy look to the fly. Wrap to the back. Now we're going to put in some craft fur, tan craft fur. It's about the length of the hook. There we go. Tie that down. That's our first order of business. Then we're going to tie in 2 strands of crystal flash. And then I have some 20-pound monofilament that I've melted for eyes to the front of the hook. I'm going to flip the hook over and tie these in. Even them up. Want those to hang off the hook a little ways. Tie those down. Make sure they're behaving and look right. Yep. If you got any extra monofilament there, you might want to bring in your heavier duty snippers or side cutters like I'm using here, just so you don't dull your good scissors. Okay. Then we're going to tie in got a little bit ahead of myself. I tied these in first, it won't make a big difference. Some silly legs for our antennae. Make sure that those kind of separate and splay a little bit. There we go. Alright. Then we'll take a little bit of tan rabbit fur. Tie that in. Here as well. Bring that up to that tie-in point. So we got a lot going on there, but All looks good. Now, I'm going to dub a little bit. The original recipe is craft fur dubbing. Just taking bits of craft fur. I've been having good luck with this Nature Spirit Emergence dub in tan. So I'm going to dub a little bit. Kind of a trilobal antron type dubbing. Dub a little bit here. And buggy is good on this fly. I'm going to brush it out a little bit later too. Build up a little ball there, and then we're going to put in a few legs. So we'll stop there, a little ball. We'll put in a set of legs here. What I do is I tie in on one side, fold that over, tie it down on the other, and go back to dubbing. We're going to dub a little bit and then add another set. Dub just a tiny bit more than that. And we'll tie in one more set of legs. Same thing, tie in on the near side, fold it over. And we'll go back to the back of the hook. Load up a fair amount of dubbing here. We get back to the bead chain. We'll dub a figure 8 around them. And again, I'm using these bright pink, not because I normally would, but it just ran out of stainless steel, but I don't know, I might add just a little bit of allure to the fly. Just dub around those chain eyes just a tiny bit more. And then maybe just a tiny bit of dubbing in front of them. And then we'll whip finish here. Just so that's not going anywhere, put a little bit of Zap-A-Gap. And you can tease this fly out a little bit with a brush or a bodkin. This dubbing picks out really well. Just give it a nice little bugginess. And then what we'll do is we'll trim our legs a little bit. Probably want those remain fairly long. good 1.5 inches or so. You can always trim them to your preference, but it gives the fly a little extra movement if they're left a little longer. Check our antennae here. Take a look at the finished fly. Nice shrimpy looking fly there. Put that in the vise so we can see it a little better. So there we've got the finished fly kind of hanging upside down so you can see all the parts, but kind of that nice buggy dubbing, the legs, all the antenna and the eyes. Great fly, lots of movement, and super fish catcher. Again, we just finished tying Veverka's mantis shrimp, or my poor imitation of it, but here you go. Get you started tying a great mantis shrimp pattern that you can take to the flats. Also a good juvenile crayfish pattern for carp fishing. So don't be afraid to tie this up for the carp flat as well. I'm Hans, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.